We'll call to order the Douglasville City Council Legislative Work Session for tonight, which is Thursday, February the 1st, 2024. My name is Rochelle Robinson. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council meeting. We'll have our invocation, which will be done by Ms. Emily Hardaway, our Community Outreach Coordinator for the City of Douglasville. And then our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, City Council Member Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day that you have given us. I pray for our mayor and council this evening, that you will give them wisdom and discernment as they discuss city business. I pray that you will bless our city and our community. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome you to the council. We're going through our agenda now. We're going to do announcements and presentations, and then we'll get into the bulk of our meeting. This is a work session where agenda items are presented for discussion only, and no official action will be taken on these items until next Monday, so at 6 p.m. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda items, comments from citizens and delegates for you to discuss your business. I'll go over a few protocol issues, and then we will jump right into the agenda. I ask that you would please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You will receive a warning from the chair if you deviate from this requirement. After a second deviation will result in us turning the microphone off so that we will discontinue the conversation. Only one person speaking at a time. Please do not applaud or react to speakers. Speak from the audience or chair or carry on a conversation in the audience while you're at the microphone. When you're at the microphone, we ask that you would please direct all of your comments and concerns to that committee chair and have your concerns heard by them, he or she. I'll remind you that we're only required to accept public comments during required public hearings. And if you have any printed materials, I ask that you would please give those printed materials to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, to my right, and she will make copies and disseminate them to us. If you have a cell phone or electronic device, we ask that you would please put those in silent mode or turn those off so they will not be disruptive during the meeting. The agenda items will be handled in the following manner. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item, then that person representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation to myself and council members. We will possibly ask clarifying questions to help us understand the issue and to help us better be able to make our determination and our decision on the council meeting next Monday, is our voting meeting. Prior to coming to the podium, we ask that you would please fill out a blue speaker's card. Those cards are out on the desk. Outside the chambers, we ask that you'll fill those cards out, bring them to our city clerk when you're approaching the microphone or the podium, and then you can give us your name and address for the record. Each person has one opportunity. This is not a question and answer format or debate. We're just here to hear the information, deliberate, and make our decisions. Again, if you any concerns you may have, please bring them forward to us and talk to us about any business that is germane to the city of Douglasville. That's a lot of talking and a lot of directions, but hopefully that we're all on the same page. We do have printed agendas if you'd like to have a paper one outside on the desk. If not, you can follow us on the screen. And now we will get into the body of the meeting. We are at number 4, and it's recognizing the City of Douglasville's Town Green and Greystone Amphitheater for being selected as 2024 Trailblazer by the Georgia Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus. Ms. Riley, are you going to present? We're excited about this. So this is hot off the presses. The award was just received earlier this week on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday, right? Yes, ma'am. So if you can just give us your name and address, and then give us a brief overview of the great things you all have been doing. We congratulate you.
Riley Govro, 12385 Veterans Memorial Highway. I'm the Tourism Program Manager for the Douglasville Convention and Visitors Bureau for the city of Douglasville. We are very excited, so we're excited to announce, thanks for giving us this opportunity today to share about our recent Travel Blazers Award. The Travel Blazers program was launched in 2022 and was designed to recognize community destination development projects exemplifying multi-partner collaboration and creative product development that demonstrates tourism at the economic development table. These projects span the state, but they share a few characteristics. They are destinations for their communities and for visitors. They all involve collaboration with partners. And as creative, non-traditional initiatives that contribute to local tourism assets and attractions, the Douglasville Town Green and Greystone Amphitheater was honored with a 2024 Travel Blazers Award, chosen by the Georgia Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau and Georgia Trend Magazine. J. Mark Walter, past Executive Director of GACVB, points out that the 2024 Travel Blazers Awards show what creative projects can offer to both visitors and locals. He says visitors love what locals think is cool. We're seeing a lot of these projects that are being done for communities, but it's also such a great asset for visitors to enjoy. The amphitheater is a true testament to just that, and was one of 5 projects selected across the state for the 2024 Travel Blazer Awards. The award was received this week at the GACVB Annual Conference in Cartersville, Georgia, and a multi-page spread highlighting the project will be featured in Georgia Trend's summer issue.
Congratulations, Mr. Council, give her a hand, and thank you for the tourism department. I don't know if we're going to take a photo or not, for city manager. So we can, yes, so we'll have the council come around, but we're so excited about the things that you all have been doing in the travel and tourism department. You really are a destination. You're making this community a destination for people to come to. We were excited about our concert series last year with Miss Gladys Knight, Boney James, and Leanne Rhymes, and we look forward to the new concert series. And so for the citizens, we'll have 6 concerts this year, 3 in the spring and 3 in the fall. So they'll start announcing who those artists are when they nail those artists down. But thank you so much, and let's give them a hand, and we'll come around and take a picture. Congratulations.
Yes, can someone move? There you go. All right. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And then one more. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
So we're excited about the amphitheater and the town green. I know we had the city manager will give us an update on that phase that's going to take place in maybe a month or so, I'm not certain, when we get some more information on that, but continuing to move that project forward. Now we will go into the rest of the meeting, and we'll go to each section by the chairperson, and that person will handle their committee if they have business. So the next item is item number 5, Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem City Council Member Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Item number 6 is Finance Committee, and so the Vice Chair is Council Member Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We
You're
have
welcome.
one item on the agenda for the Finance Committee this evening.
Yes, sir.
To authorize the mayor to sign the task order number 29 proposal for the Highway 5 corridor interchange concept with AECom Technical Services, Inc. in the amount of $268,600. And Marcus Thompson's going to walk us through this.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. All right, Marcus Thompson, City of Janera, 6701 Church Street. All right, so I'm sure that you all are aware that State Route 5 faces significant congestion between Bright Star Connector and Stewart Parkway, and that's due to high vehicular volume and closely spaced intersections. So task order number 29 will involve a comprehensive review of alternatives to enhance the corridor's level of service and provide multimodal accommodations. A key focus will be the evaluation of the current bridge over I-20 for potential replacement and widening, ensuring our infrastructure can meet future demands. The concept report will include concept layouts, typical sections, cost estimates, detailed traffic analysis, and various reports, for example, intersection control evaluations, formerly known as ICE reports. Approval of this proposal will allow us to present a comprehensive draft concept to the Georgia Department of Transportation, facilitating the acquisition of a GDOT project identification number and the assignment of a project manager from the Office of Program Delivery. This is a critical step towards securing funding and incorporating the project into GDOT's work program. I respectfully request the authorization for the mayor to sign task order number 29 with AECOM Technical Service, Inc. This authorization will mark a significant step forward in our commitment to improving the Highway 5 corridor for the benefit of Douglasville. Are there any questions or concerns?
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. God knows this is long overdue and very much needed. Does anybody on council or Madam Mayor have any questions or comments?
Mr. Vice Chair, Engineer
Yes, ma'am.
Thompson, I know. So Highway 5 and where, you said Stewart Mill? and it's-
So we'll be looking at the 1 mile stretch from Bright Star Connector up to Stewart Mill Park,
Oh, okay, so that whole, does it cross the bridge?
Stewart Parkway, I'm sorry, not Stewart Mill, Stewart Parkway. Yeah, so it crosses the bridge, it crosses the
Okay.
bridge.
And
That's
then it-
good, because that's a busy area and it's very congested, so this is well overdue, yes.
From my reading of this, it also includes a section of Douglas Boulevard,
No.
or is that outdated?
So the study before this, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Highway 5 land use study, that included Douglas Boulevard.
Okay.
So I think the proposal was in reference to that study.
Okay.
Yeah. However, keep in mind the county is in the process of implementing a right turn lane at the intersection of Douglas Boulevard and Highway 5. So that would indeed help us out tremendously as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, you have anything else?
Oh, no, sir, thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank
Okay,
you.
and anyone else on council have any questions or comments?
Just echo what you said, it's long overdue.
Okay.
And this is just the beginning of a long process.
I will say, normally this is something I would ask to be put on the consent agenda, but since Coach Watts is not here tonight and he is chair of this committee, I would like to hold this off so that he can participate on Monday. And that is all we have for the Finance Committee, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Vice Chairman Estes. You have the next committee as well, which is Housing and Community Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you. We have no business under Housing and Community Affairs Committee tonight.
Thank you, sir. The next committee is Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee. That's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem City Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item tonight under the Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee.
Yes, sir.
That is to authorize the mayor to sign the statewide mutual aid and assistance agreement with Georgia Emergency Management Agency, GEMA, for the purpose of allowing timely aid assistance in the event of an emergency or disaster. Our city manager and assistant city attorney will give us the lowdown.
I'll actually turn that over to your staff attorney and your police chief for any public safety comments.
Okay?
Good evening, Miranda Jordan, 6695 Church Street, staff attorney. This item was sent to us by Jason Milholland, who is the Douglas County EMA director, and he was asking the city's participation in the, in the timely aid assistance with GEMA. They require the directing body, which is for Douglas County and Douglasville. That is our Douglas County EMA. And they require them to compile all of the information from any applicable municipalities to participate in an aid assistance agreement where the city might contribute to help another municipality or the county, and in exchange would be given aid in that same time of need.
And piggyback on what the staff attorney is saying, one day we may need, and it's good to give when we don't need, and when we need, and then they can give back. We have a city unusual occurrence plan, which piggybacks off the GEMA plan, and Mr. Milholland is the person and director for the county. I don't know how many of you all was here when we had that rain, the 30-year rain, and yeah, we had to call on people and to come in and help us. So it's just the right thing to do.
Is this an annual agreement that we have to renew, or is this permanent? How does this work?
I don't know if it's a.
Yeah, it's good for more than 1 year.
Good for more than 1 year. But we're not sure how long.
No party, the amount of time,
Checking on that, sorry.
liabilities.
It looks like it's 4 years. It said this agreement will be valid until March 1st, 2028.
Okay, I
Thank
missed
you.
that. Okay, so it's a 4-year agreement. Basically, it comes down to some mutual aid agreement. We're all looking after each other in the state and the county, so, okay. Any questions or comments from the mayor or council on this matter? Madam Mayor?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Chief, with this, I know we're signing an agreement and agreeing to all these concerns that says to assist in lieu of, or just if this were to happen, like the 2009 flood that you referenced in the community. But we did have an exercise where everyone came together, police department, sheriff's department, EMS, fire. Is that how this is acted out, or that's something separate? We were just doing like if a disaster happens, this is what we do.
It's something separately. I like to always have some training with all the entities of Douglas County. We didn't bring in all the whole state, but we want to make sure that we're capable or in the process of being able to take care of what we have.
Yes, sir.
So then when they come in, we have all, we be ahead of the game.
Okay.
Because we organize. Now, we're not organized, and then they come in, we just spinning our wheels. So I like to stay organized, and we do that maybe twice a year.
Yes, sir. I remember, and those were great exercises to have everyone coming together in the community. So this is to support something like that in writing and with the state as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And it definitely makes things move a little faster as far as any aid from the state coming as well.
Well, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Any questions, comments on this side? Yes. Councilman Thompson.
I happened to take a disaster preparedness course this past weekend at Cities United, and hearing from many of the cities around the state that it had natural disasters and explosions and so forth. And this was a vital part of rapid response and successful recovery, to have this engagement from the entire surrounding area. So this is fantastic. Thank you.
Very
Any other
good.
comments? Well, I also do remember from my own emergency management training for city council members that the most important thing for council members to remember is to stay the heck out of the way and let the people who know how to do their job do their job. So we're set on this part. We know we're just going to stay out of the way. Do your job. So Barring any comments or objections, I'd be happy to place this on the consent agenda for Monday.
Looks like you have consensus.
We have it.
All
Madam
right.
Mayor, that's all we have under the Legislative Intergovernmental Committee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, and our staff attorney, Ms. Jordan, and Chief Sparks. So we'll move on to the next committee, which is Personnel and Organization Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mr. Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Personnel and Organization Committee has no business this evening. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilman Estes. We'll move on to item number 10, which is Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We do have a few items this evening.
Yes, ma'am.
And the first is to hold a public hearing and consider a request for a special land use permit for personal care services, massage only, for property zoned general commercial, being .17 acres at 6395 East Spring Street in Land Lot 20, District 1, Section 5, parcel ID. Darn, here we go again. 00200150030. Application by Douglasville Therapeutic Massage, care of Miss Mary Lou Ross, and Miss Marissa Jackson is here to talk to us about this evening.
Hello, Marissa Jackson, Planning and Zoning Administrator, 6695 Church Street. The applicant has requested a special land use permit for a massage business. The address is zoned general commercial, and massage businesses are allowed in general commercial with a special land use permit as approved by the City Council. The site is located on Spring Street to the east of Fairburn Road, and the use is not expected to have a significant impact on adjacent businesses or properties.
Perfect, thank you. Before we move into the public hearing, were there any questions of council? Well, with that being said, let's move along, and we're going to hold a public hearing for anyone here who would like to speak for or against this item. And since we have none, we're going to go ahead and close that public hearing. It's my understanding that because it's a public hearing that we cannot place this on the consent, and so we will have to bring it up Monday evening for a vote. Okay, thank you. Moving along, we do have a few more items. Oh, hold on, we're going to update there. Okay. That next one is to consider a request for a final replat approval for the purpose of revisiting the lot lines to match the as-built townhome structures for lots 1 through 4, 82 through 87, 93 through 107, and 112 through 133 of Laurel Woods Phase 1 for 6.202 acres at 5059 Reservoir Drive in Land Lot 24, District 1, Section 5. Application by FR Arbor Place, LLC, care of Greg Hasty, and Mr. James Gordon is going to talk to us about this evening.
Hello, Mayor and Council. I'm James Gordon, Senior Projects Manager, 6701 Church Street. And today we are bringing forth the Laurelwood Phase 1. And in this section here, what we're basically doing is the townhomes have been constructed, and now this is presenting the as-built conditions. If there's, I will take any questions anyone may have.
Thank you. Council, were there any questions of you guys? Nope. Yes, sir. Oh, did you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. So how, I guess just want to find out the status of the construction in terms of, you feel pretty confident that the contractors and the builders have completed them in accordance with the preset development plan and so forth? Have we had any issues that come up during the construction, cooperation-wise?
No, we're moving along pretty much on schedule. Mm-hmm. And also this is primarily with the first phase. Yeah. They have the second phase under construction at this time. But the first phase, yes, this is all the different townhomes that they've actually already completed building and received certificates of occupancy. They've gotten their COs, and this is the as-built conditions of where they actually put the buildings.
But it's
So
gone-
yes, they've been,
It's gone smoothly,
our
they've been
inspectors and their
cooperative and so forth?
project managers been working together, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
it's good to know, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that question. It's my understanding that, yes, that everything has went smoothly. There have not been issues, that this is somewhat of a housekeeping issue. So if it is okay with council, can we place this on the consent agenda? Yep, thank you, guys. All right, next item. Oh, no, we got to update, my apologies. Okay. Next item is to consider a request for final plat approval for the purpose of establishing the Timber Ridge and Presley Mill subdivision with 238 lots on 83.30 acres at 0 Presley Mill Road and land lot 54, District 1, Section 5, parcel ID 0054015002. Uh-oh, did I read something wrong? I heard. Okay. Okay. Application by Lanier Homes of Georgia, care of Chris Sanford. And Mr. James Gordon is here to talk to us about this one as well.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm James Gordon, 6701 Church Street. This is Timber Ridge subdivision. They have now completed the land disturbance permit, and they've established the new lots. So now we are coming for final plat approval to begin home construction. And in this case, they have established 238 lots, and they're ready to go and start going after building permits.
Thank you. Council? Oh, was I cutting you off?
No.
Okay. Any questions of council? No? Like Mr. Gordon said, they've finished their development part and they're ready to start building the homes. Again, this seems like a housekeeping issue to me, so if you guys are okay with it, I would like to place this on the consent agenda as well. Perfect, thank you. Okay, our last item here that we're going to update this one to, okay, is to consider a request for exemption plat approval to combine parcel 0705-013-0013 and parcel 0705-01-30009 for a total of 2.792 acres at 6568 Malone Road. Application by Malone Road Storage LLC, care of Steve Holcott, and Mr. James Gordon is here to talk to us about this one as well.
Again, Mayor and Council, I'm James Gordon, 6701 Church Street,
You don't have to do
and
it.
I am here to say that this application for Malone Road is simply to combine the lots. It is eliminating the divide between the two lots and coming out with one combined nearly 3-acre lot.
Correct.
So, wait,
Yes, Mr. Davis.
so on Malone Road, is it, when he combined, is that for more storage buildings, or he didn't say?
The development plan on this one was approved for a storage facility, a self-storage facility.
Okay.
Pretty much an indoor type.
Right. Right, so at this time, we are merely just looking at combining these two lots, not what's going on it, or the zoning classification, or even the materials that will be used, just combining those lots. Were there any more questions down there?
No, I understand it's just combining the lots.
Okay. Council, with that being said, are you guys okay with placing this item on the consent agenda?
Consent agenda.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, okay.
All right, guys, look at that. We're going to go ahead and place this one on the consent agenda as well. Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
Thank you very much.
And Madam Mayor, that is all that we had for planning and development this evening.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. We appreciate you handling that committee and our staff with Mr. Gordon and Ms. Jackson. We'll move on then to the next committee, which you are also the chair of, which is Public Improvement and Beautification Committee.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening for public improvement and beautification.
Thank you, ma'am. Item number 11, which is Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
At this time, no business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. Public Safety Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
Yes, under Public Safety Committee, we have 2 items. And the first item is hold a public hearing to consider a request for the change in agent outlet manager, the transfer of alcoholic beverages license for the on-premises sale and consumption of wine and malt beverages and spirited liquors at the following establishment. Current license is Sequoia Golf LLC, DBA Chapel Hill Golf Club. Proposed license, Affinity Golf Partners LLC, DBA Bobby Jones Links. Location is 3300 Gulf Ridge Boulevard. The current agent outlet manager, Andrew Dio. Proposed agent outlet manager, Stephen Willie. The required fees have been paid into the finance department. This is item number 24-009. Hello, gentlemen. Hi.
Stephen Willie from 4205 Allister Park Drive in Cumming, Georgia.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, sir.
And my name is Scott Bester. I live at 4070 Chivalry Drive.
Thank you. I see that the application has been completed and all of the details have been followed up with our police department. And there's been a license previously, correct? You're just changing the agent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Chief Sparks, there have been nothing found previously?
No, ma'am, we have had no issues with these.
Okay, great. So can you just tell me a little about how do you train your staff? What do you have in place, just briefly?
So we go through detailed training about safe serving of alcohol, serving to underage drinkers, excessive drinking. All of the servers that serve alcohol do have pouring licenses for the state of Georgia already.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any comments? That's great. Do I have any questions from our mayor and council? Yes, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome. And so this is at the Chapel Hill Golf Club, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The inside where you have dinner and then there's a bar there.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. And so she already asked about that. So as far as if you have an event, how are they able to, I never know, I don't know the answer to this question, that's what I'm asking. So if we're at your golf course or West Pines or Mirror Lake, do you have to have a temporary permit to pour or have, any libations, or it's just, they can get them on a golf cart and you have a golf cart girl drive around with the?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. We have multiple ways that they can get something, yes.
Right.
Okay, so, but as long as you have this permit, then you're able to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
For your customers. Okay. Thank you so much. That's all I had.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions or comments from our mayor and council? Okay, then I'd like to hold a public hearing for those that, or for this item. Are there any that are against the item? Okay, I see no one out there. So we will take a vote on this on Monday. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, the next item is authorize the mayor to sign the Flock Safety Agreement with Flock Group Incorporated in the amount of $145,000 annually for software and professional services related to the Flock camera system. Chief Sparks.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we're looking at $50,658. The Flock camera system, currently, we have 56 cameras. And when we started the Flock program, we were bringing on 10 cameras here, 15 cameras there, until we get up to 56. So all of these were individual contracts. So what we're trying to do, because flock's finna go up. They finna go up from $2,500 a camera to $3,000 a camera. If we get this cleared by the 5th of this month, we'll get a credit. We'll get a credit for payment that we already have paid. The credit will be in the amount of $94,342.42. Now, which leaves a balance of $50,658, which will make up the $145 that we usually pay for the flock cameras.
Okay.
So the $50,000 is what we're looking at that we need to get, because if we don't, they're gonna hit us with the $3,000, and we're gonna be paying $2,800, up front. Now, this will lock us in for 5 years
Okay.
at the same price that we're started with at $145. But we gotta get to $50,000. And then in 5 years, they going up.
All right, smart move, Chief Sparks, to be proactive. Are there any questions for our mayor and council or council? Yes, ma'am?
I do, Madam Chair. Thank you, Chief. So do we have to make an addendum to what the ask is on this item 24-022, since it's a different, it says 145,000, and the chief is saying he only needs 50,000 because the credit will be 94,000.
It will be, I guess it will be 145.
For the first year.
Because it'll be 94 plus the 50. We getting a credit for the 94. We getting a credit for the 94.
I understand, so is it 145 or is 50?
We pay 145,000, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I thought you were saying it was only 50,000 because you had the credit, but that's after you pay this 145.
Right, you add 94 and 50, you gonna get
145.
I understand. I was
Okay,
just saying,
so-
what is what it said on the paper? what
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Item. Okay, and so the 56 cameras, they're all integrated into your system, and will this price, it holds at 5 for 5 years. Can you expound upon more or have more inventory of cameras? Do you,
We can ask them to, yes, we can get some more cameras if we need be.
Yes, sir.
And they'll be like it'll be $2,500 a camera.
okay, so they're letting you stick in this price and hold it for 5 years, so if you were to get more, you wouldn't pay the 2,800 or 3,000, you pay 25.
Well, we locked in for 5 years. After
Right.
5 years, they're
It'll
gonna
go
go up.
up.
Yes, sir. Okay, so you have to pay a fee for the cameras every year?
Yes. we
Every
have to
5
pay the-
years.
Yes, $2,500.
So you don't buy it like you buy the phone and it's your phone until you get a new one?
I don't have them like that.
Okay,
Unless you got a Radio Shack.
I didn't understand, okay, I'm helping me understand. It's expensive to,
Technology, and we need these cameras.
I understand, it helps us solve crimes, and people
Yes.
feel safe if they know the cameras are on. Well, thank you so much, thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am. Are there any other questions? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
Madam Chair, just to clarify, are these cameras that are currently in place that we're just renewing, or are these new cameras that are going up in addition to?
Cameras we already have.
The
Okay.
price is
They're
just
already in
increasing.
place.
And are you going to be coming back for more cameras in new locations in addition to this
It all
contract?
depends on how the city growing. We just talked about these apartments, we talked about all these other things, how the city growing.
Right.
So we may have to come back and get some more cameras. Right now, we got them in strategic locations that we mapped out, that we think that we got, city of Douglasville 360 degrees covered.
Okay,
This covers the entire city, not just a portion.
Right, this covered the city, now the county has cameras as well, and we integrated with their camera system.
Okay. And these are capable of being monitored 24/7, is that correct?
Yes, the flock, they monitor. It's just like the other day, we had an incident, and Captain Ashley Sanders, he was sitting at home, and he was able to go back and get on the computer and pull this vehicle up that we had been looking for. We have a lot of enter and autos, and these flock cameras, we check every flock camera from every direction where we have these enter and autos to see if we get the type of vehicle somebody may have given us information on. Because without these, it's just a lost cause in a lot of.
And we had a presentation earlier today about that AI is going to we will soon have an AI system that will be able to identify cars as well, so you don't have to have personnel going through and looking at each tape. That can be done now automatically, or fairly soon, is that correct?
Well, that's something we're looking at coming down the road with this AI thing. We have to be careful and really look into this AI.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
we have.
We also agreed on
policy
that, too.
At the police department on AI as it relates to criminal identification of people. And, so we just have to, this technology is gonna cost us, but it's something that's coming down that would help us solve crime and then help keep hopefully the bad people out of the city of Douglasville.
Right.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. The cameras have been a great help to Chief Sparks, and I hear you loudly that we need to go ahead and take advantage of this. And like I said earlier, you're being very proactive. So if there are any other questions or comments, I'd like to place this on the consent agenda. All right. Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. We have no other business under public safety.
Thank you so much,
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Chair and Chief Sparks. We appreciate your input to help us understand that item better. So we'll move on to the next committee, which is Recreation, Culture, and Tourism. And I'll ask Mr. Mayor Pro Tem to take that committee for me, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Recreation, Cultural, and Tourism Committee.
Thank you so much. I know the Vice Chair was Councilmember Miller, but I didn't get to her quick enough. So now we'll move on to the next committee, which is item number 15, Technology Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Elena Hudson.
Yay, my first committee item. I'm really excited.
Don't blow
Under the Technology Committee, our item today is to authorize the mayor to accept quote number 005932 with ByteWorks LLC for Cisco C240 server replacements, and Mr. Sam Jenkins is going to help us with that.
All right. Hello, Madam Mayor and Council. Sam Jenkins, 6695 Church Street. So we have some more technology costs, but basically these servers here are our main critical servers that we use both here at City Hall and at the PD to run our operation throughout the cities. They are coming into life this year, so we are doing the right thing about going ahead and replacing them before we have some problems.
Thank you.
Any question about any of the?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I know today when we were at our workshop from Mayor and Council, you all received information that it was getting warm or something in the room with the servers. Is that the servers making the room hot? Is that why we need new servers, or was that rain coming in from outside on the roof, or what was going on?
Well, with that, that's the air conditioning unit
Okay.
itself. Our facility team have been working on the air conditioning at our server room.
Okay.
And instead of replacing it, they could continue to fix it though. But if it continues to go bad, I'm sure they will replace it. But servers though do make server rooms run hot. So
Yeah, they have to stay at a certain temperature, correct?
that is correct.
So the servers, you're needing new ones, but it's not because the old ones are faulty, it's just you need to upgrade?
Exactly. We need to upgrade. The ones we have now coming end of life, and when units become end of life, they're no longer supported by Cisco. So if they
Okay.
were to fail, we'll be on our own.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sam, tell me, what is the average lifespan for this type?
So 5 years is what you really get for technology, but about that 7th and 8th year, that's when they go ahead and start making the end of life. So these units right here are like approximately 8 years old.
Okay.
So now they're saying this is the final year that we're going to. And the type of server these are server that run virtualization. And what virtualizations is you can run multiple servers on these servers. So we probably have probably about 30 servers running on each of these hardware that we're buying now. One here and also one at the PD.
Okay, thank you very much. Council, do you guys have any other questions for Mr. Jenkins? Okay, well, if it's okay with you all, I'm happy to place this on the consent agenda for Monday.
Looks like a yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all for technology, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hudson. Congratulations on your first committee. And thank you, Mr. Jenkins, our IT director. We'll move on then to our last committee for tonight, with council members leading, is Transportation Committee, and that's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have
You're
one
welcome.
item tonight,
Yes,
item
ma'am.
number 24-019.
Mhm.
Authorize the mayor to sign the request for traffic signal application for the Georgia Department of Transportation to permit traffic signal located at Highway 78 and Macaulay Street. Mr. Thompson.
Okay.
All right, good evening again, Madam Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
So the request before you basically stems from the recent vehicular and train crashes at the Macaulay Street Railroad crossing. City and county staff has reached out to GDOT recommending changes to the current infrastructure at the crossing to decrease the potential for any future accidents. So to begin the improvements, GDOT requests a new signal permit with the city acknowledging that we will pay for the electricity due to the fact that the new signal is within city limits. And per the agreement, the county will maintain the signals.
Right. Okay.
So are there any additional questions or concerns?
Thank you. That was very simplified. Do you have any questions? Yes, Madam Mayor?
I do. Isn't there a light already there?
Yes, so they're going back to improve the system that's already there. So I can give you a good example for the traffic that's heading westbound on Highway 78. So cars typically jump out in front of the cars that are coming eastbound trying to make a left-hand turn on the crossing. So we're going back to propose to GDOT to add a new signal head that'll have a right turn arrow, so it'll stop the cars from jumping out, you know.
Right.
Okay, because I was
with the
going to say, I
potential to
know,
cause
I
it.
just
So
drove
it's,
the
yeah,
other
it's
day.
improvements like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're making it, expounding upon what's already there,
That-
but
that is
making it
correct.
safer. So if you're going near Gumbos and trying to come across McCarley and all that, the traffic is going to be held, is going to be better,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
controlled
Yes, ma'am.
for safety. Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Madam Chairman.
And it also includes additional striping as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
That's good.
Any other comments or questions? Yeah, this is really nice to see. This is part of the, I would say, a lot of the discussion that we had spoken about at our meeting last week in regards to improving the signaling. So with this equipment coming in, we'll be happy to pay this electric bill and go ahead and get it started. So after this is, after we sign this, do you know the timeline of getting this started?
I can follow back up with you on Monday
Well,
with that information. Yeah.
You can follow up with me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to ask to put this on the consent agenda. Are there any questions? And you can email me, Mr. Thompson. Okay, no other problem. All right, so I would ask that this item be placed on the consent agenda.
Well, do you want it on the, if he's going to come back and give you a report, do you want it on?
He can email me.
He can tell
We've
me
had a lot of
anytime.
discussion about this. Thank you.
Keep it moving.
Unless you want, I'll make sure you get a follow-up, Mayor Pro Tem. I can follow up with you outside of Monday, but you know, it's okay. All right, thank you. We'll place this on the consent agenda, and we have no other items under transportation. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Engineer Thompson. We appreciate that report and excited about any kind of improvements to traffic flow in the city. Do we have any other business to come before council tonight from the elected officials? Thank you. I don't see any, and I thank the elected officials again for enduring two days of heavy lifting for our retreat workshop to get us connected with our staff so that we can plan and move forward in 2024. So thank you all for your time, and thank you to our staff, our senior staff, and Attorney Dotson, who always keeps us on what we're supposed to do. So thank you so much. We'll move on now to updates from our city staff, and speaking of our attorney, our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson. Do you have anything?
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Our staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our chief of police, Dr. Gary Sparks.
Yes, Madam Mayor, this Saturday, we will be starting our Youth Against Violence program from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's for young people from 14 to 19. And then on February the 5th, we will have our Foundational Transformation of Life program for men and women from 21 and above is from 6:30 to 8:30. And then on the 7th, we will have our first yearly town hall meeting. We will be discussing our end of the year report. We'll talk about what we're doing with the investigation of gangs and our building community trust. Also, I think somebody from the parks, Mr. Chris Bass may be there to also talk about some parks, things that they're doing. So we're getting busy in 2024.
When's your Unity in the Community event, Chief?
That's,
Is it Saturday?
no, it's not this Saturday. It's coming up.
Okay.
Let me see, Unity, Community Unity. I'll get it for you, Madam Mayor, real quick. I think it's the 17th.
The 17th? That sounds good.
Yes, February the 17th.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief, and thank you for your community policing. And we're really excited about the year-end report so that we're showing the community, not hiding anything, but being transparent and letting them know the public safety statistics in the community and answering any questions. So we appreciate that. Is that all you have, Dr. Sparks?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Chief. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Again, thank you, Madam Mayor, for everything today. So we will follow up on all of the items, so you'll start seeing things. I see some of you have already started using the efficient and expeditious suggestions from your city attorney on placing things on the consent agenda, but you will see certain things that you will see on your next upcoming meetings that we can change immediately.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, City Attorney. Before we go to comments from citizens and delegates, there is I forgot to make this announcement. I'm certain the council members remember that this Saturday is the Chamber of Commerce's Winter Ball. And I believe it starts at 6 or 6:30, not certain, 6 o'clock. But the Winter Ball for the Chamber of Commerce will be here at the Conference Center. So now we'll open up for comments from citizens and delegates, and if you sustain the meeting and like to speak to us, please come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to talk to us about any business germane to the city of Douglasville.
My name is Cindy Welch. I live
Yes,
at
ma'am.
3002 Concord Way, Douglasville, Georgia. I just have a couple questions on the agenda. Under 10, item C, it says request for a final plat, but it doesn't give the name of the subdivision. And I know it's not going to be Timber Ridge Presley Mill subdivision because there's already subdivisions with those names in the city and the county. So usually when you get a final plat, you list what the name of the subdivision is. So I think that was just neglected to put in there.
You think that's a typo? It's not Timber Ridge Presley Mill?
No.
It says Timber Ridge Presley
Those are
Mill
the streets
subdivision.
it's fronting on, so I don't think they're going to name that subdivision Timber Ridge Presley Mill.
Mr.
And when we
Gordon.
already have a subdivision named Timber Ridge and a subdivision named Presley Mill, it'd be very confusing for everybody.
We may
So
have some
whatever their
clarity.
final plat should show the name of the subdivision.
Yes, ma'am, we may have clarity now. Mr. Gordon? Mr. Gordon is going to respond.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
In response to that question, the subdivision just received a sign permit and had it approved, and they just installed new signs over the last couple of days that say Timber Ridge. So that's what we have at this time, and they're in place.
Well,
All
there
right.
is a subdivision
Thank you.
already named Timber Ridge, and you cannot have two subdivisions with the same name. And they should have checked that out with you all.
Okay, well, we're not going to debate. We have some Chapel
And
Hills.
on the final plat by the engineer surveyor, it says final plat for whatever the name of the subdivision is.
We'll look into it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Ms.
Okay,
Welch?
I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
This is on B. Request for, and it's a revised final plat that they're asking for, because it's already had a final plat, I checked it out, but because they must have built the homes either across the property line, too close to the property line, whatever, they're having to revise the property lines on that final plat. So it is a revised final plat.
Ms. Hampton, I can address that. So these are townhouses, and the original lines were just basically placeholders for those properties. They were built within those lines. However, due to the fact that with each closing for each one of those townhouses, they have had to do a meets and bounds legal description. They needed to be able to do a plat reference legal description based on the actual shape and size of those. So that's why it has been adjusted.
Yeah, I figured that may have happened. So it is a revised final plat as opposed to just a final plat. Because I looked, and there is a final plat recorded, but they're changing lot lines just slightly. So it will be a revised final plat. And I'm sure it has a name. Oh, Laurelwood Phase 1, okay, yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing those
I
concerns to our
reviewed
attention. And we'll,
subdivisions way too many years.
yes, ma'am. We'll have our staff look at it and make adjustments if needed. Thank you so much, Ms. Welch. We have any other comments from citizens and delegates? Good evening, Mr. Harris.
Good evening.
Good evening.
3176 Polk Road, 30135. Second address is 6637 Copper Court, Douglasville, 30134. On January the 4th, I came here and approached you, Mayor, and the council members about it exempt for the sanitation at my address. It's just been going on since 2019. You were supposed to look into it. I haven't heard anything, no email, no correspondence or what. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Nobody had got back in touch with me. Do I need to run all this information off to give you a copy? I don't know how Marshall sent you a copy of what I've been trying to get to understand and get squared away. But I think I have been patient, and I have waited a long time for a resolution for this problem. I still have a brand new garbage can. They haven't picked up trash at my house yet. Okay? Like I told you in the panel before, I don't have a problem with paying for service I'm getting.
Yes, sir.
I don't. But they have not picked up trash from that house. I didn't even went to the far video on it when they come by there. The can is still up there by my thing. It's no trash in it, it's still a brand new can. I gave y'all a figure on how much a year they are charging me for this and haven't picked up the trash yet. And you say, Mr. Harris, let me check in, I get back in touch with you. I haven't heard anything.
Yes, sir.
And that was January the 4th. And it's
Yes,
been
sir.
going on since 2019.
Yes, sir, you're correct. You brought it to our attention on the 4th, and we do not have a resolution yet. I know it's been almost a month, but when we do, we'll follow up. Do you have anything, City Manager?
We sent your response to you, Mr. Harris, certified return receipt, but we'll get you that copy of that letter in email.
Okay, what address you send it to?
I'll get with Kristen afterwards to your address, but it was the one that we have listed, but we do have a
So
copy of
what
the
we
letter.
discussed is written down and sent to Mr. Harris?
You all gave me direction on
Okay.
what you wanted in the letter, and we sent it return receipt, a certified return receipt, but we'll get a copy via email to him.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Any other comments from citizens and delegates? Thank you. If not, and we don't have any other business to come before council tonight, this meeting is adjourned.